So in today's version of Metrics Untangled, we're going to talk about a very important statistic in retail and e-commerce businesses called the sell-through rate. We're going to talk about many different things, what a sell-through rate is, how to use it, how to calculate it, and how to use it to make business decisions. What is the importance altogether of the sell-through rate within a retail or an e-commerce business altogether? So tune in and let's talk about a very important statistic, sell-through rate. First of all, in order to start with the sell-through rate, let's first talk how do we calculate it. So it's a very simple statistic at the beginning, but we're going to try to dig deep into what does it mean and how can you really apply it for your business. So the formula is a percentage formula. So we're trying to get out the percentage of it, and it goes units of product sold over units of product bought or received times 100. A very simple formula at the beginning, right? You can do this by hand, you can do this on a piece of paper in an Excel spreadsheet, but let's try to maybe use it in a little bit more advanced data analyst way. So sell-through rate is quite often used with time. Okay, so you need to look at what is the sell-through rate in the last week, in the week before, in the last month, the month before, or even the whole year. Or let's talk about fashion businesses in a season. Let's talk about food and beverage industry and the businesses over there. So what is that in the duration overall of the lifespan of that certain product? So sell-through rate is very important, very easy, but when we compare it to time, then we get learning more. Of course, you cannot compare sell-through rates in a busy period and also in a quiet period. It just won't work together. Your marketing activities are not the same, your operations is not the same, your sales is not the same. So we always try to have to match similar time periods in order to get the best out of the sell-through rate altogether. So we spoke about time here, right? And time is a crucial thing in order to interpreting or communicating this statistic to the wider team, to yourself, to your analytics and so on. There's one other key area, is that sell-through rate is of an overall business, of a category of a product, of a collection of a product, of a season, of a certain, again, time, of a SKU, of a variant, and so on and so on. So straight away, then one simple statistic, one simple formula can be broken down into many different areas where we can really analyze. Is this collection selling through faster or slower than the other one? What are we talking when in seasons? Is this SKU better than the other when it comes to sell-through rates? Those are all the things. And then when you wrap around time, around splitting per category, collection, season, variant, SKU, and so on, you really get a lot of these percentages coming together. So we need to really talk also about data visualization of that side, because imagine that you have 40,000 SKUs and you have 5 different seasons or durations, or you have 20 different collections. How do we really compare all of these things? We have to go back to the products. What are similar products? What are similar collections? What are similar seasons? How can we compare all of these statistics? And how do we then present it to your managers, to your management team, to your stakeholders in a nice, readable way so they can see really what is going on? Sometimes it becomes a challenge, right? So we constantly, as data analysts, use dashboards, use various different type of reports to try to get the grasp of that sell-through rate. And how do we present it? How do we compare it? What I always tend to find in our work is we comment, right? We speak a lot about the data. Yes, we present it in a dashboard that sometimes when it's a bigger one and has a lot of SKUs, you can't really go deep into it, but investigate the data, right? Circle what is a little bit different than what is in the other SKUs. Tell me, what do I need to look at? And that's where you really get the best out of communicating that sell-through rate. Because back to the formula, it's quite simple to calculate, but how do we get the insights out of it that we can make a decision on? Now that's a challenge of data visualization. So try what works, different colors, different things, and the most important thing is to communicate it in the right way. But you ask yourself, why are we going through all of this work? Why are we going through all of these calculations? Why are we going through putting all of these dashboards? What is really the importance of a sell-through rate? There is a couple of them. So let's first talk about the first and very obvious one, inventory management. Inventory management is crazy important because you need to know how much stock you hold at a certain point. You need to know how much stock you still have left in order to get that sale or in order to finish off your season. So it is quite important to know the sell-through rates because you can quite with simple maths predict what is going to happen the next week, the next month, or maybe even a year after. Okay, let's face it. If you do some basic averages, medians, and means, your year analysis, it's not going to be the best. That's why we have advanced forecasting, machine learning AI models that is going to help us grasp and predict that thing even further in the future. But let's say for some short periods, a week after, maybe even a month, depending on how is your business, what are your sell-through rates, and what are you really selling, going back to the product, you can probably very easily estimate the averages and what are you going to sell through in the next month. Do not forget, you cannot compare busy periods and quiet periods together. Think about the trends. That's very important when predicting in the future. We're going to cover that in another video. Let's go back to the sell-through rate. So the importance is definitely inventory management, because with predicting in the future, you will know what your inventory will look like. Straight away, you can act in your production, you can act in your manufacturing, in your ordering, in your sales. You can calculate net profit very, very accurately if you know the future of the sell-through rate for a certain SKU, for a certain product season or collection. So inventory management, definitely number one thing where it becomes important. Sales, crucial sell-through rate. You're pushing all of these marketing activities, all of these ads, all of these email marketing campaigns, affiliate partnerships, organic, blah, blah, and so on, all of the areas of marketing. But are you telling me that all of that money is going to be wasted if you don't have enough stock? So when we start putting the sell-through rate in the aspect of marketing altogether, then it becomes really, really powerful, because then it teaches you how much you really should be doing marketing. What is the point of somebody landing on an ad and not being able to buy? It's going to ruin your conversion rate. So this is the way that we really wrap around inventory data, around marketing data, marketing budgets, and marketing activities all together. The third, and maybe the most important thing, is financial. Knowing what your stock is going to look like in the future will tell you quite a lot about the finances and where the business is going to find itself in a week, month, 6 months, and so on and so on. So inventory will tell you quite a lot. You can then learn from those sell-through rates in the next sales cycle. In case it's the same product or a similar product, you can always model it together. If it's a similar collection or a similar season, try to compare these things. And then your buying cycle for the next season is going to be so much better. Knowing those sell-through rates and knowing what sells and what doesn't sell is going to help you in decision making. What should you buy? Straight away, it has impact on finances. We all don't want that scenario where you went in there, you bought 10,000 pieces of a certain apparel, and then all of a sudden you can't sell it. But you've done it the last year, so why did you increase that number? Why did you do that? You didn't look at your sell-through rates. Simple calculation, but yet a very, very effective decision to be made out of it. Just to kind of summarize, we talked about in this video about the sell-through rate, and we tried to untangle what does that statistic really mean. We spoke about what is the formula. Let's not forget units sold over units bought times 100. We talk about some comparisons when it comes to time, comparison against SKU codes, categories, collection, seasons. And we also talked a little bit about how to visualize it in the best way. Don't forget, visualization always changes between companies. So don't be just stick to your own methods. Try to adapt. The most important thing is that you communicate data, not that your dashboards look nice and colorful. And we also talked about importance, 3 very important things: inventory management, sales, finances. With the sell-through rate, we can learn so much. It's such a crucial statistics when it comes to running a retail business, when it comes to selling products. Definitely take a look at it. I hope you found this video useful. We're going to do much more of these metrics untangled. So sell-through rate is the first one that we did, and now we're on a roll. If you want to learn more about sell-through rates and other important statistics when it comes to retail and e-commerce businesses, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom. Subscribers definitely help us to keep this channel alive. And also check out our description. We have a newsletter today, so sign up there where we constantly inform and educate fellow retailers, e-commerce businesses, and e-commerce professionals overall about various different statistics. So check us out, Loncom Consulting, sign up to the newsletter, subscribe to the channel, and hope to see you soon.